Shalom, this is Brother Dobby from GMS Detroit. I would like to say all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, and Crocker Dodge. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. With that being said, hey, I was looking at this video, right, a little short video about this bird called the albatross, right? And how that, you know, they live in these harsh conditions. And if the chick falls out the nest, then the parent of the bird, the father of the bird, don't recognize the chick unless it climbs back up in the nest, you know. But if that chick is out of that nest, he won't help it, you know. So I likened that bird, the father, to be Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and I likened that nest to be as the laws, and then I likened that chick that fall out of the nest is us when we fall out the truth, you know, when we fall out, when we've been led astray, you know, the people that's not actually in the truth, you know what I'm saying, or let's say people that's actually don't want to hear the law of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The law of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They want to do it their way. So that's likened to this chick that fell out the nest. You know what I'm saying? And not as acknowledged and not being acknowledged by his father. You know what I'm saying? By his creator, because he strayed away. You know. So we'll look at the video, then we'll hit it with some scriptures. Let's look at the video first.
In its life, this chick is alone. Winds now regularly reach 70 miles an hour. But the albatross chicks must try to stay on their nests. Surviving the storm is one thing. But now, off the nest in these freezing temperatures, this chick has just hours to live. The brutal conditions have taken their toll. Some chicks have already succumbed to exposure. The bond.
Now, them brutal conditions is being in this world without the covering of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, without that rod and that staff. You know, walking through the shadow, the valley in the shadow of death without that rod and that staff. That's them brutal conditions, you know.
Is so strong, it can be hard for a father to let go. More parents are returning to the colony. Something is not right. The nest should not be empty. The chick is actually right below its parent, but because it's not on the nest, the parent doesn't recognize it and doesn't help it. Strangely, perhaps, these albatross do not recognize their chicks by sight, sound, or smell. They identify them by finding them on the nest. If it is to survive, the chick will have to get back on the nest by itself. The chick has made it. The bond is re-established immediately, and its parent once again provides the warmth that the chick so desperately needs. For the first time in its life, this chick is alone.
So yeah, like I say, when I seen that video, it just reminded me of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Being in the truth. You know what you go through. You know what I'm saying? When you know, versus being in the truth and versus being in the world. And hold on for 1 second. I just had my scripts I wrote down, and they seem to have just disappeared out of thin air. Lord help me. Okay. Where did my scripts go? Just wrote them down. Okay. Okay, I got them. All right. So just bear with me. Okay. So yeah, what we seen that like I say, that chick is us when we fall out the laws, when we fall away from the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That nest is likened to the laws. And the parent bird is like Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And until we get back into that law, that's when he will provide that covering and that covering and that warmth and that protection that we need. You know what I'm saying? And let's just go through a couple of scriptures real quick. And it ain't gonna be long. So first scripture I want to bring out is this Joshua. Joshua 1:8, and it reads, it says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." You know? And like I say, that law is getting back into that nest, like the albatross chick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Hey, it ain't really hard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But hey, you can't do this on your own. You can't do this your way. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't made for you to do it your way, unless you was a heathen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was made to do it Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai's way. You know, that's the man it was made to do, his way, right? So that you could be an example unto the heathen nations, you know? And right now you see some of the heathen nations adopting our customs and living better than us. You see I see the Arab woman, she covered up from head to toe. You know what I mean? I'm not saying walk around with a burqa on, but she covered up, you know, wear a dress. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of the other nations adopt our laws. The Arabs don't eat the pork. You know what I'm saying? And here we is like a fucking wild beast running through the fucking wilderness, man, without that covering, man, ready to be slaughtered, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I see in practice other laws that was given unto us, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you look in the city of Detroit, the Arab runs all the business in Detroit. Me and one of my friends was just talking how the Arab just came in here and took all the business. Like, just, and I don't want me to bring up nothing wicked, but just the marijuana business. The marijuana business was a shared between Jake. It was Jake running the marijuana business in Detroit. It was the people of Detroit, and they would go down there in Arizona and link up with Issachar down there, and they would be trafficking that marijuana back and forth from up here to Michigan, back down there to Arizona, man. And the reason why I know, because I was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of that thing, you know, and I'm glad I come into the truth, and that part of me is, you know, is in my past, but I could still bring it up to bring edification. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, that marijuana ring was between the two tribes. You know what I'm saying? You know, the tribe up here, whether it's Reuben, Gad, or Judah. You know what I'm saying? Or Levi, Benjamin. If they are involved in it, but they would get that marijuana down there from Issachar, man. You know what I'm saying? And there was a drug trade between them two, in which, you know, fed a lot of them and whatnot. But then Esau came in and seen that, like, how can I get a piece of that? And how he got a piece of it was making Michigan have legal marijuana, making it legal. And so when he made it legal, now the people that sell weed in Detroit is either Esau Edom and it's Esau Edom and Ishmael. They are your primary weed sellers of Detroit right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know, condoning the wickedness of it, you know, and but you know, we will know the proper uses of marijuana once we get into the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that all things work for the Most High. You know, for good. You know, so nevertheless. But yeah, Esau came in and seen that. And I got stories to tell, but I don't want to make it, you know, too long or whatnot, you know, because I remember me and one of my friends, I was rolling with this crew, and these young guys that's getting a lot of money doing this thing. It was a rap group in Detroit called the Street Lords, you know. How ironic, right? And so, you know, one of them was the father of my he was how should I say it? My ex-wife, the woman of the mother of my children, she had a sister, and she is the she got a kid by one of these guys that was in this group, and he was one of the heavy, players in the group. You know what I'm saying? And, he was a rapper and filmmaker and all this other stuff. And so this was like in the early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, and I hooked up with him. And I was working at the time, but I hooked up with him, and I lost my job, and then I just started, being with him all the time. You know what I'm saying? And and part of that, that drug trade, and whatnot. But the God delivered me from that thing, man, because it was vicious, man, and it was wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? And it got vicious, and it got actually vicious over the last, I would say the last, like say I was involved with him, for let's say 1999 to 2005. Those 6 years, I was involved with, messing with him in that thing. And it got vicious in the last couple of years, those last 3 years, you know what I'm saying? It got real vicious, you know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, I'm glad the Lord delivering me from it. And I got stories to tell and whatnot. But if I could find some edification in them, I'll bring them out. Nevertheless, let's get back on with this lesson. So nevertheless, so yeah. And like I said, I'm not condoning the uses of marijuana in no type of way, even though, it is, we, here at GMS, we are told that the use of edibles is lawful, as long as you're not smoking and defiling your temple, because we know we would rather, if you can get something from the earth, than going to go get a prescription, that's petroleum based, from Esau, you know what I'm saying? And we see the sense in that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's allowed to take edibles. Okay, you could suffer from, sleep deprivation. You could suffer from aches and pains. You could suffer from, all type of things that marijuana can heal. Loss of appetite. You could suffer from insomnia. What's the other thing that people be having? Anxiety, you know what I'm saying? And we know these things. You can suffer from migraines, glaucoma, and all this. And we know marijuana help these things and stuff, but you can't smoke it, So nevertheless, let's get with the lesson. Concerning that albatross, man, I want to bring out this other scripture, in this Daniel 9 and 11. Let's read it. And it says, "Ye all Israel have transgressed the law, even by departing." It says that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because we have sinned against him. It says, yeah, and yeah, man. Hey, let's keep reading. It says, "And he have confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem." So yeah, man, and that's because they departed from the laws, man. They departed from the law of Moses, man, that was given to him to give to the Israelites. The Yahweh Shem Yahshua gave unto him to give to the Israelites, man, to rule and govern themselves with, man. You know what I'm saying? And they departed from the laws, and so, man, hey, they transgressed the laws, man. And it says, therefore the curses is poured upon us, man. And like I say, comparing it to that albatross, man, they left that nest, which is the laws, looking at it like the nest is the laws and the chick is us. And when we leave out and we depart from the laws, man, and now the Father don't recognize us, man, and we out in that wilderness, man, and death is lurking, man. And until we get back into that nest or back into that to our laws, that's when we can regain our covering and our warmth and our protection from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. So yeah, man. That's it. And I don't like to read this Isaiah. Let's read Isaiah 1 and 10. We'll just read on down. And it says, "Hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua." It said, "Ye rulers of Sodom, give ear unto the law of your power, ye people of Gomorrah. And you know, Sodom and America is spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, man. It says, what purpose? Spiritual Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, man, spiritual Egypt. So nevertheless, it says, to what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yashai. I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and fat of fed beasts. I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of the lambs uh, or of he goats. It says, when you come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts, it says, bring no more vain obligations. Incense is an abomination unto me. It says, the new moon and the Sabbath, the calling of assemblies, I cannot, he said, I cannot away with. It says, it is iniquity. It says, even the solemn meeting. It says, your new moon of your appointed feast, my soul hateth. It says, they are terrible unto me. It says, I am weary to bear them, you know. And it says, when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. It says, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. It said, your hands are full of blood. It says, wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes, cease to do evil. So yeah, man. Hey, yeah. You know, that's the falling away. You got you because the Lord, you fell away from his good graces, you fell away from his law, man. And that's what you fell away so bad. But the Lord said he didn't want your sacrifices no more, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want your sacrifices no more, man. So he said there's like the incense is abomination unto him, man. Because you know what I'm saying, for what you did, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because, hey, man, this is a serious business, man. This is serious. And that's why the Lord wants you to take him serious for all what he have done to you, done for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, for what he had done for Moses and them Israelites, and then for them to just turn their back, you know what I'm saying, and want to go back to Egypt and shit. After he done just split the whole Red Sea so they can escape, and then after he done hit them with all those as he had ravished Egypt with all those plagues, you know what I'm saying? And then you seen his power, and then you want to turn back. That's why the punishment is gonna be severe, man. That's why the punishment gonna be severe. You know, you're not just gonna take this lightly, man. You're just not gonna wash your ass up into the kingdom, man. Like the elders say, man. You got to go through the furnace to earn this, man. You're just not gonna wash your ass up into the kingdom like everything is hunky dory, man. Yeah, man. And see, that's what that white plantation, that white Caesar Borgia, Jesus, plantation Christianity make you believe that everything is all right, man, when it ain't. And then they give you so much slack that you don't need no slack, Jake. Jake don't need no slack. Jake don't need no slack, man. He need hardcore. He need the hardcoreness of, any situation, man. You can't give Jake no slack, man. So yeah, man. That when I read this for the first time on my own, I'm like, wow, man. He said, your prayers are, your the sacrifices and the Lord didn't even want your sacrifice no more, man. I was like, wow, man. He says, bring me no more vain obligations. He said, incense is an abomination unto me, man. Man, you must really hurt the Lord, man. And I understand why, like I say, man, I understand why. Look how much he had did for them, man. Look how much he had did for us, man. And we turned our back on him, man. And that's just show you the character of Jake. That just show you what that reminds me of is how these women act, man. How these fucking women act nowadays, man. that you could do everything for these hoes, man, and these bitches will turn their back on you, man, in an instant, man. And they won't remember none of the good shit that you did. All they can just focus on is the bad things. All they can just focus on is the bad things when you called her a bitch or some shit. All she can focus on is that. But she don't remember none of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was with this girl the other day. One of my ex-girlfriends, she had me meet her at a gas station, right? And so I go in. I think I may have mentioned this in one of my other videos. I go in and she playing her numbers over her lottery at the gas station. So as I go in, it's a Jake going in front of me, right? So I go up to her and tap her, and then she's like, "Oh, you stalking me?" And we laughed about it and whatnot, So I touched her arm and whatnot, and we laughed about it, and so we walked out, And as I walked out, the Jake that came in before me, he said something to her, and I said, "What he say?" You know what I'm saying? And then he got mad at me for asking her what he said. And he said something to me. So she went out. So I stepped back in and was like, and I had to get it straight with him. Like, like, what's up? And it wasn't like that. And I felt foolish afterwards. I said, I should just let the shit alone. You know what I'm saying? But my manhood was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga gonna ask me, I just asked her, what did he say? And I'm with me and her, like, we together. You know what I'm saying? We not together, but you know what I'm saying? We know each other. We don't even know you. And you ask her something, whatever. And when I ask her, what did you say? You got upset. The nigga gets upset. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he say something. Like he say something to me. So then I had to go, get him together and tell him, like, and it wasn't no confrontation, really, but I had to step back in there and let him know, like, what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah, man, why would you say that? Don't you see I'm with her? Why would you say something to her? You know what I'm saying? I just needed some understanding. But nevertheless, we both, we got our understanding, and I left and went on back outside. You know what I'm saying? And she oblivious to it. You know what I'm saying? But cooler heads prevail. Like I said, I didn't go back in on rah. I just went back in yeah, bro, what's good? What's good with it? And like I said, cooler heads prevail, because I'm filtering things through the scripture, what I know, how to handle a situation. What it says, soft words turn away wrath, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So I talked to the guy, and afterwards we shook hands, and I went on outside, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, so when I talked to her, so when I get to the pump, I kind of briefly told her what happened, you know what I'm saying? And so she was just pumping her gas. So then the next day, me and her talking, she said, this is what she said to me. She said, you ain't even pumped my gas yesterday and this and that. I said, what? I said, shit, I was in there defending my honor as a fucking man. What the fuck you mean your gas? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just bring that point up of how these fucking women, they don't even care, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there defending my honor as a man and protecting you and me from this beast that we don't even fucking know. You know what I'm saying? This wild beast, we don't even know this nigga, And so, but all she could come up with was, why I ain't pay. That was the next day. Why you ain't even pump my gas? Like I say, these hoes will abandon you, man. And that's going to remind me of how the Israelites is, how a hoe that these fucking women just will abandon you, will up and leave your ass, man. These Jake women, man. No matter what, man. No matter what the situation is, man, they get when the tough get going. These bitches get the tough get going. They get the going. What is that? How that saying go? When the tough get, however, you know that saying. We done heard it a million times. So yeah, that applies to these hoes, man. They remind me of how these Israelites is, man. How they just, no matter, they just always turning their back, man. And you got to know back in the days, back in the biblical days, that the women was mainly a part of Jake always turning his back, man. Look at Adam and Eve, man. This bitch brought the whole kingdom down, man. You know what I'm saying? This bitch, hey, man, this bitch brought the whole thing down, man. So and she ain't never stopped, man. So nevertheless, man. So I want to get into one more scripture, and I think I'll be wrapping it up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to bring out this to let you know that the Lord don't, he not just not no big soft teddy bear, man. He not just no big ass. They be treating the Lord like he a trick or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, hey man. Hey, they don't know that he is known as the king of terrors, man. They don't know that. See, that whole ass Christian church hide that from you, man. It seemed like if you preach the truth, you would get more out of the people. If you preach, if these whole ass preachers preach the real truth that we know about, and preach the fear of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, instead of that fucking that prosperity bullshit. If they preach the real word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you will get more out your people than me. Instead of just giving them a good message to feel good and then robbing they asking for money. If you put the truth on their ass and then say and tell them people you ain't gotta pay me if you don't want to. You ain't gotta pay me if you don't want to, and just sit your ass down. Then, man, you probably leave out. Everybody probably empty their pockets out too. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, shit, they in they lot. They supposed to be in anyway. You know what I'm saying? They got somebody got to be the the false prophets. Somebody got to fill that lot. so nevertheless, we gonna read this Proverbs 28:9. It said, "He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination," man. So yeah, man, this is a serious business, man. It's serious business, man. We gotta walk upright and do the laws we can do so we can maybe be recognized by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So we got to get into that law, man, and and practice it the best way we can in captivity, so we can always be recognized, man. So we can be recognized, so we got to get in that nest, so Papa can recognize us, man. Daddy can recognize us, man. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai can recognize us. That we got to stay in that nest, in that law, man. Where our covering, that our protection, our everything is at, man. Because without that, we ain't got nothing without Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, with that being said, I would like to say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect out there.